Hey, good morning, my friends. Derek here from B.O.M Socks, back with another week of B.O.M Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ, and as always, we do it one bite at a time. So this week we are getting into, we've been kind of in the healing chapters of the New Testament. For example, last week we talked about how Jesus healed a leper, and how the centurion's servant or son was healed of palsy. We had the guy with the withered hand. We had the son of the widow of Nain. We had Jesus calming the tempest. May I be so bold as to say that Jesus is busy, okay? Now you go into chapter 9, and again, there's more things going on, which we'll spend all this week talking about other examples of healing. Now you get to the end of chapter 9, verse 35, and it says, Jesus went about in all of the cities and the villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. That had to be busy. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them. I love that, this compassion of Jesus, that being willing and able to suffer with them and wanting to help them out. Because they fainted. Now the footnote says because they were harassed. These are outcasts. These are people who normally would not be interacted with from other individuals. You know, you got lepers. You have got people with issues of blood, which we'll talk about this week. You just don't hang out with these people, so they're harassed and they're outcast. And Jesus sees all of them, and he has compassion on them. They're scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. And then he said unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Which is a fancy way of saying, as long as there's humans with issues on this earth, you're going to need the Savior, right? So he's like, the harvest is great. There's so many people out there that could use help. Verse 38, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers unto his harvest. Well, what happens in chapter 10 is you go to the chapter heading, and it says, Jesus instructs and empowers the 12 apostles and sends them forth to preach and to minister and to heal the sick. And so here's where his disciples become his apostles. Verse number 1, it says, when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out, to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Now, it's not necessarily that Jesus needs our help. I think we need to be able to help him out. Jesus can do all things. I don't want to put limitations on what Jesus is able to do, but he utilizes us oftentimes for the growth and development of us. But you go back here and you see all of these men, his disciples, that are now called to be his apostles. You have got Simon, who is called Peter. You've got Andrew. You got James and John, the brothers there. You've got Philip. You've got Bartholomew, also known as Nathaniel. You got Thomas. You've got Matthew the publican. You've got James. You have got Thaddeus. You have got Simon the Canaanite, the zealot, and you got Judas Iscariot as well. There's your 12 individuals who are called to be his apostles. Verse 5, it says, these 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not the way of the Gentiles, nor into any of the city of the Samaritans, not yet anyway, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, or the kingdom of heaven is here. There's great things going on, and we want you to be a part of this. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely have you received, and freely give. So the word apostle, you look at the Bible dictionary, it says it is one who is sent forth. And so Jesus sends forth these apostles to be able to heal. Now, just like back then, we have apostles now, right? So my question to you is, have you ever been healed by an apostle? This would be a great conversation you could have with your family. You could have a journal moment. You could do this with a class that you're teaching. They'll be like, have you ever been healed by an apostle? Well, if you think about, you've got general conference, you've got individuals sent forth, these wonderful 12 who have blessed our lives. I think every single one of us could say, yes, I have been healed by an apostle. So you've got these 12 individuals who go out and bless people's lives, sent forth, healing the sick, cleansing the lepers, those who are unclean, raising the dead, meaning those who are even just dead spiritually, they raise them up there. You cast out devils. Freely have you received, and freely give. The message of an apostle is to do all of these things. And I love that we have apostles to be able to teach us. But even with them, they can't make it to everybody. So then I think there's a certain responsibility that falls on on us. And it's a blessing to be able to do that, because we then, I think, are called upon. Now, whether that's as a parent, whether it's as a friend, whether it's as a teacher, whatever it is, as someone who is on social media who shares, I think you and I also have the responsibility to participate as fellow laborers in the vineyard, because the harvest is great. So I think you and I have opportunities to be able to help out in this process. So I love the fact that as you got people who need to be healed and people who need to be cleansed and people who need to be raised up, the Lord is allowing other individuals to help out for that. Not that he needs our help, but you and I need to be able to help him, as it is a growth process for us as well. So I am grateful that you and I have opportunities to be able to do that, and I'm grateful that we have apostles. I know that these men are called of God, and I am grateful for them. I'm grateful for their messages, and I know for a fact that they have healed me as well. And I love that, and I am looking forward always to be able to hear from them and their messages. I know that they are true. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks as always for sharing. We love that you do that. If you haven't already, check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.